podcast show.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go today. So by the title of the podcast, and you guys already know who my guests are today. But first off, here we go. First guest, we got Sal. Sal, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm chilling, man. Damn, here we go. And second guest. All right, here we go. Now, this guest I actually just met a few days ago. In my opinion, that he seems like a really chill dude. So not only you guys, but I'm gonna get to know him more in this podcast. We got Isaac over here. Isaac, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to kind of chat and hang out with old friends, man. It's good.
Is this your first podcast, by the way?
First podcast ever, man. But I actually want to get into doing my own podcast as well. So this is a great opportunity.
Oh hell yeah, man! It's fun, man. I'll tell you that much. It's a lot of fun. Sal, is this your first podcast?
This is definitely my first one.
Oh shit! Here we go, man. Day first, man. Let's get it. All right, here we go. The original plan was I was going to interview Sal for the podcast, but Sal actually told me that he's like, but I actually found out that you guys have been friends for a long time,
Yes.
right? And then Sal was like, yo, you got to get both of us on here.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to assume you guys got some stories you guys want to share today, huh? So first question right off the bat is, and whoever wants to take it, go ahead. All right. But how did you guys meet?
We met actually at Paul Mitchell's school. I was probably there for like about a month. And a month later, Isaac was doing the tour around the school. Right away, we had met probably a couple months prior to that, but right away we hit it off. We pretty much took over Paul Mitchell, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
It was fun.
Oh, okay. And so for someone who doesn't know who you are, can you take a quick second and tell us what exactly it is that you do?
So I've been a barber for about 15 years, but probably like, I guess professionally, 10. That's when I went to school and took my classes that I needed to and finished the course. But yeah, I've been barbering for 15 years total. Started when I was in junior high. Just continued to grow my craft as much as I could. I saw the potential in myself, and I wanted to grow.
10 years, man. 10 years, man. That is a long time, man. All right, and Isaac, so me personally and viewers listening, I actually don't know much about you, man. So what exactly is that you do, man?
I think that's the cool thing. I think that's why me and Sal, hit it off, so quickly and became really good friends quickly because we have a very similar kind of story, and that's what's kind of fun here is that there's a lot of parallels in that. For me, I started as well when I was about 13. I started cutting hair when I was about 13, and just like out of the garage, out of wherever I could get my hands on people, by the time I was a senior in high school, I was like charging my soccer buddies and my football buddies like, $10, like I said, whatever. Okay. And then I just set up shop, and then I ended up going to Paul Mitchell to get licensed and everything. There was no barber schools in my area at the time. I think similar to Sal's story, like we didn't have any barber schools out here. I'm from Santa Barbara, and so yeah, and like I'll elaborate a little more on that story about how we met. Yeah. Actually, we met like you said, maybe a month or so before. We'd seen each other at Paul Mitchell. We were at a party and we were like playing beer pong and stuff. We ended up, our buddy Vic, he ended up introducing us, and he's like, we're like, what's up? Let's partner up. Let's be a beer pong partners. And we dominated that night. So that's kind of how we first met, and it was like a great time. We're like, dude, hell yeah! Like, so from there, that was the first introduction, and then we see each other at Paul Mitchell when I'm doing the tour, and I walk into the class and I see him like, hey, what's up? Like low key, like we're trying to be professionals still in the middle of class, but it was cool, man. It was like cool to see another dude there because like in the industry, especially. It's changed a little bit now, but back then there wasn't a lot of straight men in women's hairdressing. Yeah. So for us to both be there, we're like, oh fuck yeah! Like I'm not gonna be the only one. Yeah. But it was cool because it was good to, like I said, have a familiar face, and then he was a little bit he kind of knew the ropes because he'd been there a little bit before me, so it was cool to be able to go in there, and he introduced me to people. And then, man, it was fun.
What was the name of the school? You said Paul
Mitchell, Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
No, and it's true. Like Isaac said, man, you think about it 10 years back, and you don't really see a lot of straight men, in the industry. And it's crazy, We go in there, and there was like 50 girls to 2 straight guys, and then there was like,
I think it was like 150 students or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys were the only dudes?
Well, there was like
the majority of the time. There's one finishing off, and then one didn't finish the course. But other than that, we were the only two really that were like consistently finished it off.
So what was it? Was it intimidating at all, or was it like, or what?
It was honestly fun, man. I think
It was fun.
It was like it was a good opportunity. I think it brought a different dynamic to the school. Like, you know, it made it. It was a good balance, you know, and you know, I think we're pretty nice people. I feel like so we got along with a lot of people, and it is that we just try to make it fun, man. And honestly, I'm super grateful that I went to that school. I feel like it gave me a lot of opportunity, opened my eyes in a lot of ways to just business beyond hair. You know, like they really try to push that, and they talk about this thing called the tree of opportunity, and how it's not just, you know, even if you get a cosmetology license or if you're in the industry, you don't have to just stay behind the chair, you know.
Okay.
And I'm so that's been something that's been really prevalent in my life right now, and I'm trying to work towards. So yeah, I'm also an educator for Hattori Hanzo, which is like America's like biggest scissor company.
Oh, okay.
And so you know, that's part of the path. I think that me keeping that open mind and saying like, okay, well, I don't just have to be behind the chair, you know, cutting. I can also go out and educate, and you know, it's cool also not having a, you know, I don't have a teaching credential, I don't have a degree or anything, but yeah, I'm still able to go out and, you know, teach people in this setting. And it really, it's not an ego thing for me. It's more just like passing on whatever I know. Like, I do have 10 years of professional experience, so, you know, if I can give one person a little bit of different perspective, you know, and that's key. But it's also the other way. Like, I also like going and teaching classes because you're usually going to find people who are hungry and who are you know, like investing in themselves, you know, and in their career. So I'm surrounding myself with people who are motivated as well, and I'm learning from them as well. I'm a student of all the people that I interact with as well, and so that's a big part of why I was so gung ho about jumping on this podcast, because I'm like, you know, I'll be a student of, and I'm, you know, seeing the way you run things, I think it's awesome, man. So
a while back, actually, I did a podcast with two of my friends, and they're dancers, right? And they've been dancing for many, many years. And I was telling them that when I was in middle school, I was in a band, right? And then when I was in high school, I was in the hip hop co-ed dance team. And now I'm the video guy, you know? My dream has definitely changed. I mean, as of right now, I mean, I've been doing videos for 5 years, so this is like the longest I've ever done anything.
That's cool.
So I was telling them, they've been dancing like for many years, and so I asked them, I was like, all right, what is it that keeps you sticking to this one dream for so long? So same thing with you guys. Like, you guys have been doing this for 10 years. So like, what is it that kept you guys motivated or kept this dream going on for so long? You know, what is it that made it like, all right, this is I know this is for a fact. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, man. To be honest, so I always say, I think originally what got me into hair was the creativity. Like, it was a good creative outlet, and I really enjoyed, like, you know, just experimenting and you know, trying different things out. It was like, it's an art, you know. The way I look at it, it's definitely an art. You know, we're sculpting on a 3-dimensional object, you know, so it's definitely an art. But over the years, you know, it gets like anything you said, like, you go through your ups and downs, and you know, I've been in places where, you know, I was like, oh, like, I don't know, like, I've kind of lost a little bit of momentum here and there, and I think it happens with anybody in throughout their industry and their career. But the main thing with me that kind of what reignited it was just starting to actually like the interactions and the relationships I would build with my clients, and I really started investing back into the people that that were supporting me, and that's huge, man. That's really helped me right now. Like, I like the interactions, because I'm not limited to who can sit. We're not limited to who can sit in the chair, you know. Yeah. It's, you know, it's open. Like, whoever wants to sit in the chair can, and I, like, again, I try to be a student. I try to learn from them, because everyone has a different perspective, and it's valuable, you know. So that's kind of what's been keeping me going. Like I said, the education thing, and yeah, man.
Oh, nice lit, man.
So I think for me, honestly, from the beginning, it was just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's just how easy money. It's just I had 2 summer jobs back when I was in high school, and honestly, that really taught me, you know what, I'm either gonna work for somebody or I'm gonna work for myself. You know, having a really good role model. It would be my mom, that just really taught me, you know, hard work ethic, you know, consistency. You know, you don't want to wake up some days, you know, but then there's nothing like really just doing you know what I mean? You set your own schedule, you do your own hours, you know, you got some family trip you want to plan out, you definitely can, you know, you don't got to ask, request days, all that. It's just the, I guess, like the culture in barbering, you know, being able to learn, like, there's honestly, like, every hairstyle, everything is like it's just a circle. Like you'll get it, and then you'll see it 10 years later. Like mohawks. It's just pompadours, tapers, fades. Everything started way back when, and it's just like it repeats itself, and then
with a little twist.
With the little exactly with the little twist. And at this day and era, like it's either like badass hairstyles or really clean fades, but I mean, me and Isaac come from two different cultures, he has a different style than I do, and those are the things that I learned to appreciate. It's just like I have my own style, and I think I'm good at my own style, but I what's good about it is I can sit there and watch Isaac, and I could definitely continue to learn, because that's the best thing is that we all have our own style, our own clientele individually likes our own style. So that's what's badass, because there's clientele for everybody.
100%.